It would have been easy for Steve Wilmot and the Heritage Classic Foundation to turn off the phone and take care of things and tell the PGA Tour, no thanks, we've lost enough money this year, we'll see you again in 2021. Steve Wilmot joins us. You guys decided to stay in. Hey, we want to have a golf tournament. Why did you do that?
Well, it's interesting, and one thing I've learned is never say never. Honestly, when it happened 4 weeks ago, actually, 4 weeks ago tomorrow, but we ended up, there was no opportunity. Yeah. It was goodbye, good luck, see you next year, and so we were in the process the last few weeks of addressing what happened this past week with what should have been our tournament week. Mm-hmm. But when the tour called, but 2 weeks ago today, they realized, or they gave us an opportunity. They said, would you be interested? And of course, the way the foundation, this community works, and I said, yes is the answer. What's the question? Mm-hmm. And it all just kind of snowballed there. But it's a wonderful opportunity for this community, in the first and foremost, doing the right thing, and safety and
sure.
And the well-being of everybody is the most important thing. But we looked at a great opportunity to actually have 2 hits. We just had a great CBS Golf Channel
sure.
presentation this past week, and then we'll lead into having a great week of live broadcast in June as well.
What do you think this tournament's going to look like and sound like, being on site?
Or feel like it's going to be a little warmer.
Yeah, it'll be a lot warmer.
No, it certainly is going to be a different feel. And the one thing is it's without spectators, right. And that's the right reason. As it was, we were very optimistic that we were going to have the 2020 RBC Heritage this past week, but mm-hmm.
The
right decision was made, and it was the safety and well-being of all. And unfortunately, a month from now, I mean, it's easy for us. You can pull the plug overnight, but you can't plan overnight. And we looked at this as a great opportunity for the foundation, but for this community in the state of South Carolina, and the fact of, hey, let's get back. If we could be a part of the process of getting America open up again, this community, but the eyes of America watching live golf, a PGA Tour. If we could be a part of it, let's look at it. So it's going to be a different feel without spectators and sponsors, but we're digging into it real deep now, and seeing how it's going to look and how it's going to be.
And over the next few weeks, I can imagine when things begin to open up a little bit, there are going to be some ways we can maybe sort of have a party, even though we can't have it on site.
Well, I think there's going to be more deck parties than you've ever seen. But no, you'll be able to if that was the case, but no spectators on the golf course. And we're currently working with the tour as they work through this too, of how players and caddies and media and rules officials as well as staff interact, testing,
right.
how that all is going to work, and our volunteers as well. We've got we're going to be reaching out to our volunteers here to see
mm-hmm.
of what committees are needed and need some help and assistance. But we've already had people reaching out to us saying, hey, how can we help?
Yeah, indeed. The field, it's going to be U.S. Open weekend, or on the old schedule. The field potentially could be really, really good.
Yes, and that certainly was a thought RBC even had too.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about RBC is the fact that in these 10 weeks, starting at the Masters till the 10-week run CBS had, they would have lost us, and they did lose the RBC Canadian Open as well. So when RBC saw the opportunity as well, they're like, oh my goodness, this could be really good for obviously eyes in the sky. And and again, for us, opening up our doors saying, hey, we're willing to do this. There's maybe a risk from the standpoint of the foundation because it is a tournament with no revenue opportunities, but it's expenses, but we feel it's the right thing. But we really think there could be a lot of players that are a little stir crazy right now and want to get back. FedEx point,
sure.
Ryder Cup points, President Cup points, and dollars and cents as well. It's their job.
Absolutely, and it'll only be their second week back, and the week before you is Fort Worth. And I did a little looking at the meteorological stuff. It's going to be a lot hotter there the week before. It's going to be warm, but not terrible here. So
and
good news there.
Well, it's certainly that time of year too. I mean, it's a beautiful, it's a great time of year, as we know it is all year round too here. But yeah, we're anxious to see how it works out. You know, a lot of people, you would think that it would be a great place to, you know, as a summer vacation with the family, but all these people, I think there's families telling the dads to go to work, get out of the house, and go from there. But it's going to be an interesting few. We're going through the process now. We're basically handling 2 events. We're addressing some things that we've had to go through and are continuing to go through with our partners for the tournament that did not happen. But we're also now planning ahead for the June event, and you know, have an incredible staff, great leadership from the trustees, and certainly from this community, the community leadership, as well as the state government and leadership too, that's supportive of what we're doing, and we're certainly collaboratively working together to you know, hopefully have the best in class event here in June.
And hopefully the foundation, which is obviously what this is all in the bottom line for, maybe gets a little something back from the community. I know you're working with sponsors, you're working with folks. Any chance they have, obviously, to support the foundation between now and the tournament in June would be, I would think, a good thing.
Well, the big piece of the puzzle is, you know, we're currently working with RBC Air Title and the network and television contract, along with the PGA Tour, and you know, unfortunately, I mean, the charities, any economic impacts is going to take a hit this year, as we know, and what's happening here. And but we're hoping to get back, and you know, we're doing everything in our power to put on a best in class, like I said, event here in June, so that we can showcase the world that we're open for business, ready to go, and we'll be able to have a huge celebration, you know, next year.
And for once, we'll actually all see a lot of golf. You watched a lot of golf on Sunday, didn't you?
I saw more golf this weekend on the RBC Heritage than I've ever seen in my 34 years. It's interesting because during the tournament, especially come competition rounds, we're working with our clients and our partners and our sponsors and spectators and you know, operations and all. And a lot of times during the tournament, people are asking me, "Have you seen who's leader? What's the leaderboard?" I'm like, I don't know. But CBS did a great job this week. We certainly looked great on air. Weather in yesterday's broadcast with Jim was Fiork was a little tough, but Brandon Grace, his win on Saturday, I've never seen the place look so beautiful.
There you go. Makes people want to come here, which is the whole idea. Thanks so much, Steve. We appreciate the time. Steve Wilmot, Tournament Director for the RBC Heritage. More on the Lowcountry response to the coronavirus pandemic when we come back.